Tony D. and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Green Ghost and the Masters of the Stone, starring Danny Trejo as I think one of the villains in an action thing, which I don't know. I don't know about this movie. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 8. Meet Charlie Clark. Charlie is kind of a doofus, and he works at Nissan, and his day is about to go from bad to worse. That's a pretty typical premise in a movie. Suddenly, these guys show up, and they've got superpowers, and Charlie has to fight them, but he doesn't have any superpowers. And now he's familia. I don't know if he married into a Spanish family. I think he married into a Mexican family, and they tell him about a secret thing the ancients told him, and I guess they had spaceships, and they gave ancient people superpowers. So there was green, a red, and a blue, and I guess he have to fight an evil power. So he has to fight it. This is one of the evil guys, and I guess Danny's one of the evil guys, or he's one of the good guys. I can't tell because then later it appears to be Charlie in the ring dressed as the Green Ghost, kind of a superhero wrestler type, and luchadors are in it too, but he's still kind of a doofus. I'm not sure what's going on here. Nope. And his girlfriend or sister, she knows martial arts too. So is this Mexican martial arts? I don't know. This is Charlie again. It's called The Green Ghost and the Masters of the Stone, PG-13. And then there's a joke in this. It's kind of funny. He says, "Machete, I don't need it. No machete." Get it? Because he was Machete. I'm not sure what this movie is supposed to be. It's kind of halfway in between a comedy and a kids movie. I don't think it's a kids movie though. It might be a little. There seems to be a lot of violence in it. So maybe not little kids. Maybe sort of like PG-13y kind of thing. At worst. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this movie. Because there's so many elements. I'm not sure who's the protagonist. I assume it's Charlie, or he's at least one of them. But he doesn't seem like a main character. He doesn't seem like a leading man. Now, because there's martial arts in it, it may be that Charlie is or the actor playing Charlie is a martial artist. Let's see if there's any. Oh, here's the plot. In a Texas border town, a car salesman named Charlie moonlights as a masked lucha libre wrestler going by the name the Green Ghost. When unknown assailants arrive seeking an otherworldly emerald, Charlie discovers that he has superpowers, and he learns to fight them from the unconventional master Jin. Oh, okay, so Danny is the guru in this. That makes sense. I was going to say, he's looking a little old to be in an action movie. Charlie is told that he's part of a secret warrior triad of light with his childhood friend Marco and Marco's sister Karina, who I assume is the love interest here, led by Lanana. Together, they've been chosen to protect humanity from Drake, the embodiment of the Mayan Apocalypse. Okay. As a Stargate is opened in a Mexican pyramid, wow, there's a lot here. Drake seeks the power to destroy humankind, and Charlie, linked to the power of the Emerald, is the only one who can stop him. Charlie must harness both his physical and mystical strength to save humanity and go from Gringo to Green Ghost. In the style of comedy, horror, martial arts movies of the 1970s and 80s, director Michael D. Olmos, Green Ghost and the Masters of the Stone is a comedic anti-hero action movie filled with adventure for the entire family. Okay, it looks that way. I'm not sure your lead is as charismatic as he should be. He does look like a car salesman. I'll give you that. He looks very much like a car salesman. So that amount of casting works. Danny as the guru. Okay, I could see that. But I'm not so sure he comes. I mean, he's kind of built, I guess. He's got a bit of a gut. He's got kind of a receding hairline, too. And he lives in the Southwest, so I guess luchadors are a thing down there, I would assume. It's a long pitch, though. I mean, this synopsis is long. It should be, one sentence. Really, it should be, in a Texas border town, car salesman Charlie Clark becomes the who moonlights as a lucha libre wrestler, becomes an unlikely hero to save us all from the Mayan apocalypse. That's about all you need. I don't really see how it's a 70s or 80s thing. I guess it kind of is, only because movies are so stupid now. It's merely 70s or 80s because they're just, using a conventional plot. I mean, it does look mildly funny. It looks like a funny family thing. The cast is Charlie Clark, who plays himself, I guess. Sophia Pernes, Kuno Becker, with Renee Victor from Snowpiercer. Not sure who that was. Jesse Garcia of Narcos. And MMA stars Cain Vasquez and Marco Zaror and Danny Trejo. So there's a lot of people in it. Danny's really the only one I know. The other ones might have seen the Renee from Snowpiercer, but I'm not sure who that refers to specifically. I think there was a love interest in Snowpiercer. That's a terrible movie, in my view. A terrible, terrible movie. Yeah, I know. I know all the stories about it. I think it's awful. I think it's a train wreck of a movie. Pardon the pun. This movie, is it going to be good? Well, I think it'll be harmless. I think it'll provide some mild amusement. It doesn't look great. I'll say that. It looks okay. It looks like a low-budget, traditional movie for, I guess, families who don't have real little kids. I wouldn't take I guess like a 5-year-old probably it'd be a little too much for a 5-year-old, but for kids who are a little older, I guess this would be okay. And I think for a family, for the parents, this would be tolerable. It'd be a tolerable movie. It wouldn't be awful. It wouldn't be like one of those, I don't know, movies about the troll figurines or a toy movie or something like that. I think it would be watchable. Yeah, not blowing your doors off, but pretty watchable. I mean, Danny's fun in a movie. He seems to be having fun with this. It's a slightly different role for him to be kind of the guru type guy. I mean, it's a superhero. I guess what's bothering me is probably the title. The title's a little clunky. Green Ghost and the Masters of the Stone. It's like too long. Even the Green Ghost is like, it's not a great name. But I would rather have Green Ghost and just stop it there than go to and the Masters of the Stone. I mean, this is a thing. Titles are really important to me in screenwriting. I don't know about you, screenwriters, but that just seems like a non-starter for me. Green Ghost and the Masters of the Stone, like, too much. I'd have to see the movie to come, or read the screenplay to come up with a better title. Something. You don't want to telegraph it as being a comedy movie per se. Like a comedy movie is like, what's a title for a comedy movie? Like, to me, it's Animal House, Dirty Work, The Blues Brothers. It is pretty generic. Green Ghost kind of hovers to, like, this is a wacky movie, so it probably shouldn't be Green Ghost. Something to do with the Mayan Apocalypse, I think, might be a title. something a little more serious, so you could sell it. Like, I don't know, like even something in Spanish, I think would probably have a broader appeal than the Green Ghost. The Green Ghost seems kind of like it seems like a title of a movie that's in a movie that people in Hollywood are making in a movie about Hollywood. Oh, the Green Ghost is coming out next week. Oh, you'll be great in that. Not like an actual movie you make. So it's a little too close to Green Lantern, and it doesn't really do that. It doesn't do the movie any good to call it the Green Ghost. Like, in terms of, yeah, I would tie it closer to the Mexican wrestler stuff, like that Jack Black movie. What was it called? Nacho Libre. Yeah, like, what's his name in Spanish? Or Super Gringo, something like that. The Green Gringo would be funnier, at least. And I think the trailer, to go to the format. I mean, I get the format. Charlie's having a bad day. It's about to go from bad to worse. Like, that doesn't work for this movie, in my view. That's for a more grounded movie. That's a setup for a more grounded movie. It needs to have something like Charlie is like a normal schlub. He's just a normal schlub. Like, he should probably be the worst Mexican wrestler. Like, he's broke, and that's... Although, see, the problem is, though, he works at a car dealership, and he's got his name on the billboard. Like, Charlie Clark, Nissan in Brownsville. What? Doesn't that mean he runs the place? Which means he's kind of successful. So why is he wrestling on the side? It seems weird. I think a better setup would be that he's the worst. He's like the worst wrestler, and the only reason he's even wrestling is because he's not a great car salesman and he desperately needs the money. And that explains why he's also a Mexican wrestler. Now he's familia. See, I don't get that. Does he marry into it? Like, that would be a good plot. Like, he's not a superhero, but he's kind of a big doofus, and he marries into a Mexican family that knows all this stuff. They've known it all for years, and just because he married into it for whatever reason, like, he happens to be in line because, like, instead of her getting the powers, like, I don't know, he gets the powers because he married into it. Like, maybe she's supposed to get the powers, or that her son's supposed to get the powers, and like the Mexican family are like, they're calculating the Mayan calendar, like, oh, the next kid we have, he's going to get the powers. But then, as it turns out, the Mayan calendars are a little off. They've miscalculated, and then Charlie gets the powers. Like, that could be fun. Like, this is just like, it's a little too much, and the explanations don't seem to jibe. So would I see this? Probably not. If it was on TV one day, or someone else was watching it and said, oh, watch this movie with me, I'd watch it. I think it would be watchable. If it was on Netflix and I was just bored and I just needed some distraction, yeah, maybe I'd watch it. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to see it. I'm not feeling like a compelling reason to watch it. That being said, I think it's harmless. I think this would be fun to take your kids to, so you don't have to sit through a movie that's truly torturous. Like, I don't know, Frozen or whatever. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes, and we'll see you in the next one.